What's going on, guys? It's Thomas from the Switch Stop, and welcome to the 25th ever episode of Nintendo Tonight. Now, I personally am in a different spot. This will be where I am for the remainder of the episodes, at least for like a year, because I'm in my college dorm. But don't worry, we have another classic episode coming at you now on the Switch Stop channel. Right, guys,
yes.
We're posting this on Switch Stop. That's a pretty interesting change.
Yes.
So let us know your thoughts on that down in the comments below, or if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, or podcast, whatever, any podcast service. I didn't even know we were on Amazon. Someone messaged me, why isn't the new episode on Amazon? I'm like, were we ever on Amazon? Apparently we are. So thanks, PJ, for setting that one up, because I definitely did not do that. But yeah, anywhere you get your podcasts, we will be.
Me neither, man.
How we're on Amazon is beyond the both of us. Maybe Mac did it.
Sometimes I see tweets and people ask us where's the podcast on blank? I was like, we're on blank? I
don't know how it works, man. It's confusing. But anyway, we have an absolute banger episode because we just had an absolute banger Nintendo Direct. Instantly, guys, what are your first thoughts on the Direct? Let's go around and say one individual Direct announcement that was your favorite. Mac, you can start.
I'd definitely say mine was Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I've never been a big Kirby fan whatsoever, but holy crap, a 3D Kirby game, that's unheard of up until this point. And it looks good. It looks like a good 3D platformer, and we really haven't had much of those in the past few years. So very excited to see that come soon.
Yeah, dude,
100%.
The gameplay looks so good, and honestly, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, Odyssey 2. That's how good it looked. I was blown away, man. I just can't wait for it. Normally I'm not a big Kirby fan or anything. I really only played Kirby Superstar Saga, I think the game is called, on the DS, back a bunch of years. But I've never really played any Kirby games really hard. But definitely gonna be picking this one up. It looks insanely good so far.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything you guys have said. I honestly think the reason I'm looking forward to it is because, unlike you, PJ, I didn't really think it looked like Odyssey in terms of having fun platforming challenges, but I thought it reminded me more personally of 3D World. So of course you know I'm already interested, because it didn't look like you had free camera control. The camera seemed to be on a set path, it was moving kind of independently of Kirby, and where Kirby was moving would determine where the camera was moving. I don't know if that was just for the trailer or if that was just me watching the trailer, hoping it was like 3D World, but that's what it looked like for me. I'm the same with you, Mac. I really am not a Kirby guy much at all. I haven't played too many Kirby games, or that was, you said that, right? You're not a huge...
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, PJ then.
Oh, we both did.
All right, perfect.
Not huge Kirby fans. I don't think we are, so...
Yeah,
Kirby's cool. I don't have anything against Kirby. I'm not into his games.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. But this one looks sick. I mean, it looks really cool.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so now I'll get into my pick, because I know PJ has quite a lot to say about his, so we'll save it for the end. So stay tuned if you want to hear PJ rant for probably the 25th time now that we're on episode 25.
More than that. Yeah, probably more than that, but...
We're averaging more than one rant per episode, at least individually, but hey, that's just what you get here at Nintendo Tonight. I will say my favorite announcement for the Direct has to be the announcement of future announcements for Animal Crossing New Horizons. I thought this game was dead in the water. I thought they had just given up on Animal Crossing New Horizons. They got their bag and vanished. I thought they secured the bag, Nintendo did, because obviously we all know they did. I mean, they sold 30... Well, let's do some simple math here, fellas. What's 30 million times 6? That's 180 million. They made a boatload of money, is what I'm trying to say. They made a boatload of money. No, that's 1.8 billion. I'm slow. They made a boatload of money on Kirby. That's all we need to know. They are not Kirby, Animal Crossing. But they also could have made a lot more if they kept updating it. I don't know why they didn't. If that game had kind of kept the initial wind in its sails, because there was a lot of wind in those sails, as we all know.
Oh, for sure.
If they had kept that wind throughout and kind of supported it like you see, I don't know, maybe MMOs being supported today, or just pretty much any popular game today,
or Splatoon, or something like that.
Splatoon, Smash Bros.
Yep.
You got non-Nintendo games, even COD, even the games that are annual franchises now do have battle passes and whatnot. And I didn't want insane DLC, paid DLC for Animal Crossing, but New Horizons, for all its, greatness, has a fair amount of flaws. It's missing a lot of features. Particularly what we see is, for sure coming, the Roost with Brewster, collecting gyroids. Like, if they bring the full, not just like the Roost, like, oh, you can go here, waste some money and buy coffee that does nothing for your character. If they actually bring back the whole gyroid collecting thing, that's another massive thing to do in New Horizons, which is a game that is, to be honest, sorely lacking in things to do besides, just whatever you want to do. Like,
the entire Animal Crossing community completely agrees with you, because, like, I follow a couple like Animal Crossing YouTubers on Twitter and stuff, and it's like, you always see them complaining about lack of content, and like, I'm not really into Animal Crossing like that, but I've seen it said a lot for comparing it to New Leaf, like based on like the lack of content and stuff, and kind of unfortunate, but I'm glad they're doing a direct. Like, I haven't really touched Animal Crossing since like April of like last year when it first came out. Like from then I just kind of went on it like once every like 3 months or when I got bored or something, but didn't really touch it again. But yeah, for sure happy for the fans that they're finally getting a little content direct for sure. That'll be good to see.
I completely agree with both of you. Like, I have not touched Animal Crossing since, again, probably like last April or May. And I feel like Animal Crossing New Horizons is a good game up until KK Slider, and then literally there's nothing else to do. Like, you can go fishing, you can collect stuff for the museum, but basically after that, like, unless you're super into like terraforming, there's not much for you to do there. So I'm definitely excited to see what they bring to the table with the Animal Crossing Direct.
100%. It honestly, for me, I just kind of came up with this analogy, I guess, but I think this will hit home for me and both of you guys, since we both kind of really, none of us have played since like May of 2020 when the game came out at the tail end of March 2020. The game kind of feels like, imagine you're playing a Pokemon game and maybe after the first or second gym leader, the game, like, that is the end of the campaign. Like, sure, you can collect the rest of the Pokemon. Sure, you can shiny hunt or go around and battle different guys, but like, it just, would feel insanely empty. You have, so much more places you should be able to explore but can't, so much more Pokemon you should be able to meet that you can't. I feel like that's the same with New Horizons, in the sense that, like, you get to KK Slider, which is, I think, 1 or 2 weeks into the game, and then my memory isn't too good. Maybe it's before or after that you have like the you unlock like the TNT Emporium or whatever the name of the upgraded Timmy and Tommy Nook shop is. But after those two events, I can't remember which one comes first or last. There really is nothing built into the game to do. You can collect more Nook miles, but it's not like you can spend those on upgrading your town besides placing different stuff or terraforming. You can't expand anything. There's no campaign of stuff to do. Whereas, obviously, Animal Crossing is not known for its campaign, but in games like New Leaf, there's so much more stuff. There's so much on the main street, I think it was called, stuff you can expand. There's so many like the happy home designing things, which is more prevalent there than in New Horizons, where they just send you the letter every once in a while. There's so much more to do in those past games, and in New Horizons it really feels like the game kind of falls out from under you when you get KK Slider, as you said, Mac, before it's really started. And again, sure, you can customize your town and all that, but that's not like, I don't know, unless you're really creatively driven, there's not too much else to do in that game. And that's coming from someone who put maybe 150 hours into the title. Like, I still enjoyed my time with that game. I just enjoyed it enough that I wish I could have spent more, I know what you mean. Like, I almost hope with the Direct they kind of add some sort of like story elements, some DLC as you would, which probably will have to be paid for, knowing Nintendo normally, but let's cross our fingers. I mean, I think a lot of people who own Animal Crossing, most of them do have like a lot of hours put into it, because it's like, that kind of beginning binge play kind of thing going on, where you're trying to get everything set up, you're trying to build everything, you're trying to like, get a bunch of the villagers in and blah, 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 stuff like that. But definitely comparing it to New Leaf, just from what I've seen purely, I mean, I hope that they can kind of meet that same kind of content level. And hopefully that this direct will kind of push them to that. I think it's in October. I believe. It's sometime in October. I would assume it's going to be maybe the third third week,
okay.
like around mid, maybe a little bit after, because I don't think they want to have it right after the Smash Bros. Presentation.
Yeah,
because
Metroid Dread comes out on the Metroid Dread comes out.
Did
on
they
the
not
8th,
give an exact date?
No, they said sometime in October.
No, it just said October.
Well, I think what they said is, this could be incorrect, but I think they said Brewster is coming out in November, and we're gonna learn more information about that in the Direct this October.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, like, I think they'll probably talk about Brewster, but I'd be shocked if they didn't talk about more stuff. Like, I think they have to they have to announce more DLC, and I don't think necessarily it's going to be paid, PJ, because Nintendo, at least during the Switch era,
that was kind of a joke. I mean,
fair enough,
with the Switch Online stuff and how that's priced, quote unquote. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get to that.
From Nintendo, at least in the Switch era, they have been pretty fair with their DLC pricing. I mean, Splatoon 2 is a game that shared a lot of development staff with Animal Crossing, and the only paid DLC in that was Octo Expansion, which felt like a whole nother campaign, and I think $20 was very generous for that expansion. So I
do you think we could get... Oh, sorry.
No, I was about to say, I think you were reading my mind.
Do you think there could be like another almost Octo Expansion-esque thing coming to Animal Crossing?
I think
like
so.
A new campaign or something like that?
I could see that. I mean,
I feel like that's the direction they need to go here.
I think the fact that they have a Direct for this game, my expectations are pretty high. I mean, I won't be that bummed, just more so disappointed, because it's not like I currently play New Horizons a lot, so it's not like I will be upset if they don't update it. But I could honestly see $20 being spent, and maybe you buy you get, the lease for a second island, or you get like a boat, and they would finally use like that little dock area, or you get like access to a whole bunch of mini games and stuff. And I hope that sort of thing would be free, but if they add enough content in there to justify the price, I wouldn't really be upset if they did charge for a substantial expansion.
Yeah, I mean, completely
I
agreed.
totally agree. I think that would be awesome if they added something like that. So we'll have to wait and see.
Wait and see, we will.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm like going back to the thought of the timing of the Direct, like, I'm kind of thinking somewhere around the 18th, which is kind of weird, and I'm pretty sure that is a Monday. Let me check really quick. Yeah, so that's a Monday. So I'm just kind of thinking, because like the Smash Fighter, or no, sorry. Yeah, no, it is Monday. So I'm thinking, because like the Smash Fighter comes out on the 5th, we think at least that's going to be the announcement day. And then Metroid Dread comes out on the 8th, I believe. I think they're going to, give that a week so it can kind of shine and whatever, and then do the Direct that next week. That is just what would make sense to me. And going back to what you were saying about how Brewster is we're supposed to get more information in like November or something like that. That would make sense, because obviously 18th is nearing the end of October toward November. So I think that would make the most sense, somewhere around like, the 15th to the 18th kind of time frame, I'm thinking. So should be exciting to see that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Also, just want to throw this in there. Mario Party Superstars is October 29th. Sure. So, PJ, you're 100% right. I think 18th. Well, I don't know they normally have directs on like Thursdays. I don't know. That could just be for general directs, though. Maybe this one could be any day of the week. I don't necessarily see it being on the weekend. I don't think I ever remember Nintendo doing a direct on the weekend. But
yeah, I just feel like they would give. I just feel like they would give Dread like that full week to kind of shine.
100%. Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Speaking of Mario Party Superstars, thoughts on that? Because we know that you are a very big Mario Party fan with your huge video essay. So I think we saw a little bit of it in the Direct. So let me hear your thoughts. What are we thinking on the game? Did they listen to your criticisms? Is Nintendo watching your video essay? Tell us. What's going on?
So no, Nintendo is not watching my video essay. I wish. But
I know,
they did kind of listen to my criticisms a little bit. So just everyone letting you know, this is not PJ's pick. I know for a fact this is not PJ's most excited pick. Well, this is just kind of an interlude, I guess. But yeah, I will never pass up a chance to talk about Mario Party. So I'm glad you brought it up, because I think it looks good. It's not the groundbreaking new entry that I wanted. Nor is it the the smashing return to form that I also wanted, but what it looks to be is a solid return to form. It looks to be what Super Mario Party should have been, which is disappointing considering, Super Mario Party should have been what Super Mario Party should have been, but I digress. It wasn't. Can't change the past. So it looks good. I mean, 5 boards is a bummer. I think that is just still an absolutely brain-dead decision by Nintendo. Why they only have 5 boards is beyond me, but at least these 5 boards look to be... Yeah, I mean, the 5 boards look to be at least unique. I think me and Mac were talking about this earlier. They're not just circles, which is good.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean...
Coming from Super Mario Party.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's like you're playing Mario Kart or something.
Yeah, it's not good. You just go around and around and around and around. It's not fun. Except for the fruit one where you go around and around and around, except occasionally you do a cross, which is so exciting.
It's crazy, mind-blowing.
Crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear that?
Got some drag racers.
Some dude is drag racing outside my apartment. Anyway, maybe they're just excited you mentioned Mario Kart, Mac. They're probably just practicing for that.
Yeah.
Regardless. Yeah, no, I think Mario Party looks super, super good. 100+ minigames from older Mario Parties. Yes, please. I thought ND Cube was actually pretty good at making minigames, but the old minigames are so great, and there's been so many of them that it's not like if they did a Mario Kart and only did retro tracks, I'd be disappointed. Like, I'm not disappointed at all that they're doing only retro boards and only retro minigames, because there have been there's been 11 mainline non-handheld, like not even counting the handheld ones. Each one has had 70, 80 plus minigames. Like, there's so much to choose from. There's no way anyone remembers every single one. It just works. Like, it's a great concept. It's kind of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate approach of Mario Party. And the fact that the
difference is that they kind of have to, they were kind of forced to do this in a sense, because it's not like the series was dying, but just all of the bad press that Super got and the late online update, what was it, a whole year later, and they just shadow dropped an update saying, hey, by the way, this gaming feature, or this feature in this game that we promised before release, by the way, so we're gonna shadow drop it right now. Here you go.
It's a year and a half late.
No,
you're totally right.
Literally 3 months before they announce the next game. Makes complete sense.
Yeah. Let's go, Nintendo. They have mishandled Mario Party so poorly, but the problem is Super is, I think, the second best, maybe best selling game in the franchise. So it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's a problem.
The Switch sells so well that, obviously you have to buy the games.
So it almost sells too well.
Exactly. You have to buy games to play the Switch, and it's these games, if it was on the Wii U, are you kidding me? Nobody would buy this. I mean, I'm not gonna go on a Sword and Shield rant because I've had enough, but I mean, look at that, for example, man. Jesus. But
we're at 2 rants for the I'll keep track.
Oh yeah, of course. No, but I mean, hopefully they're just kind of back on track now, and hopefully this game sells well. And after this kind of retro Smash Ultimate kind of take of the game, hopefully they make a new Mario Party game years down the line, and don't milk us for more money a year or 2 later. And hopefully that goes well. You never know.
I hope that's the case. I don't think I think so. They definitely will milk us for money. And well, I mean, it's weird. I'm appreciative that they're making a new game, because I think Super was so fundamentally flawed, and I don't see them adjusting the price of a star in an update. That's just not something they would do. So I'm glad they're making a new game.
That would be way too simple.
It would be too much of an easy fix to make everyone have more fun. Why would Nintendo ever do that? I don't know. Sarcasm aside, I'm excited for it. I'll see how it goes. Definitely going to purchase it because I'm a sheep who loves the IP of Mario Party, so we'll see how it goes. But if I rage again, there will be hell to pay, and an entire podcast worth of me crying and malding over Mario Party, which is a children's
and a video
party
essay.
Game. Yes, sir. I will crank out another video essay. The problem with Mario Party 2, Electric Boogaloo. So we'll see how that one goes. It'll be an absolute crapshoot, but is what it is.
All right. Moving on past our nice little Mario Party interlude, as one would say, I will move on to my favorite announcement.
Not a tangent interlude.
Not a tangent interlude. That's the vocab we have to be using here.
Yeah,
I agree. Completely agreed. Complete tangent. Anyway, so my favorite announcement from this Direct, I'm going to have to go with, is the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass. Now, this revealed N64 Online and Sega Genesis Online, which was kind of a surprise.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, but
insane.
I mean, at the same time,
never would have seen that coming.
It might be a hot take, but kind of no one cares. Like I don't know, like it was kind of cool to see like, oh wow, it's like a different system, and they're being on Nintendo Switch Online, like that's great. But I mean, I think we would have rather seen Game Boy along with that announced instead of Sega Genesis, to be honest. But I mean, it was still cool to see like a different company's games on like Nintendo Switch Online. But this expansion pass, it included those two systems, and kind of now they've basically branded Nintendo Switch Online as like the quote unquote retro. And then if you want something quote unquote newer, which is still 20 years old, by the way, you're going to have to buy a new expansion pass for old games. So my immediate thoughts were, wow, this is disappointing. And why do we not have a price? Like they said they were going to talk about it later. We didn't get a definitive date for when this is coming out. It's kind of just all over the place. It feels like they were just in like, conference room one day and they said, okay, we're going to put N64 and Sega Genesis. We got Sega Genesis games on the online, but here's the kicker. We're going to make people pay more a year for this plan. And then everyone was like, yes, perfect. Well done. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to see those N64 games finally playable. We see Super Mario 64, obviously in 3D All-Stars, so making that game even more and more irrelevant, unfortunately, as, the years go on. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Paper Mario was good to see as well. I'm glad that we can finally play that game because I'm a big fan of the first two Paper Mario games. Those were really fun. Ocarina of Time, that was nice to see. And a bunch of the other games off the top of my head, I can't remember off the N64 right now. That was just cool to see. It just was. I'm just pissed that, you have to pay more for it. That's pretty much it. I mean, the whole concept of it, very convenient. I like it. And last thing I'll say before I kind of move on, if you do buy an N64 controller, it better be for display because there's no way that can be comfortable. I'm sorry. There's just no way in hell it can be comfortable. Like,
you're not wrong. I mean, the logic, I think, is the controller is so weird that you can't play those games that are designed with that controller in mind with a normal controller, being the Pro controller, Joy-Con, etc. So you if you want the true quote-unquote experience, you should buy the N64 expansion controller. But that's also $50, so you're paying $50 for someone to basically come and hit your hands with a baseball bat because the cramps you're going to get with that thing is just not good at all. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Like, I'm very anti the N64 controller, but I kind of... Yeah, just get it for the display. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like,
let's actually enjoy it. Like, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, let's say, the expansion pass is like $20. You're paying $70 for the controller plus the expansion pass, and it's like, okay, I could have just emulated this or played 3D All-Stars if I wanted to play Mario 64. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. I will get into the 3D All-Stars thing later.
How much do you think it's going to be? You mentioned 20.
Yeah, we can kind of go around. I mean, I think...
Let's use USD, PJ. Yeah, Canadian man.
I know. So I know. So it's honestly $20 for me. no wonder, like, or no matter how you cut it. Honestly, for US,
I think it's gonna be 10 more. That's my logic.
I think I'm going with 10 or 15. Yeah.
I think 10.
I'm gonna go with 10 because I think that beyond this, at least I hope, they're not gonna increase the price by any more. For example, when they eventually get to Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. Hopefully they do those together, by the way, because if we get them one by one, this can be a very painful wait. But anyway, I think $10 is pretty realistic, I hope, for what it is. But I just kind of disagree with it because it's still old games that are just emulated. And, I mean, it's just
I get
weird.
that. But honestly, like, I kind of feel like neutral about it. Like, I'm fine paying an extra $10 to play NES game, N64 games. Like, I'm fine with that. If as long as it's like $5 or $10, like, I think that's fine.
Agreed. Yep. Thomas.
But what sketches me out is that they didn't say anything in the direct. If it's like 15, 20, then I'm gonna have a problem.
I agree.
But like $5 or $10, like, if they're going to be adding N64 games, Genesis games, maybe in the future Game Boy, DS, like, I'm fine paying $10 to be able to play those games.
I think it'll end at GameCube. I think if we're being really optimistic here, it'll end at GameCube. Although that's, I don't know. I think we'll get, N64, obviously, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced. DS, I'm kind of skeptical on because I feel that 3DS is still like too new, and converting that over would be kind of weird.
But like up to GBA, I think it's possible.
Oh,
like I think it's definitely possible we get those.
I mean, I think the only issue with GameCube games, and Thomas, I'll let you go after this. The only issue with GameCube games after this is because they are a gigabyte, a gig plus for each. So
GameCube
that
games,
would be,
you mean?
Yeah, GameCube games are about like
I thought
a
you said
gigabyte
Game Boy.
each.
Maybe you didn't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, GameCube games are like probably gig each. So considering, the Switch's storage, that's a little problematic. And I know a lot of people have an SD card, but still, you never know when that's going to come out. So, I mean, I think there's like a higher chance of like some games being remastered, I guess. I think there's a higher chance of like a Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door HD coming out, or like a Strikers HD coming out, rather than like a GameCube online kind of thing. I think we definitely peak at GBA for sure. GameCube, I'm kind of up in the air about, but anyway, Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think, the dream is that they do one Game Boy service, because just to be honest, a lot of the Game Boy Advance's games are just.
You mean Color?
No, the Game Boy Advance's games. A lot of the Game Boy Advance's games are remakes of SNES games. Because a whole lot of that console was just, look, we can put 16-bit games on the go. So I think if they kind of combined Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, that would be fine, because I can really only think of like 10 Game Boy/Game Boy Color games that people want to play now.
And like 3 of them are Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like on Game Boy Color, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hope they combine the two of those. But honestly, agreed. I think in terms of pricing, I'm confident that they will not go above $30 total, so $10 extra with the expansion pass. If they do, no one will buy it.
I think that's the max.
Yeah, they cannot go more than $10.
I don't see them going over that. Yeah,
they just can't. It doesn't work. However, I do want to say, Nintendo has not had a good track record at all of putting games that people want to play on these services. I think it took maybe a year to get Donkey Kong Country, my personal favorite SNES game of all time, on the SNES service. However, they're turning a new leaf. They're turning a new leaf. True, there are still games. You cannot deny that. But did you guys see? Banjo-Kazooie is coming to the N64 service. That is my personal favorite N64 game. I love Banjo. I think it's better than Super Mario 64. Shoot me in the comments. I don't care. I really love Banjo. I think it's a phenomenal game, and the fact that it's owned by Microsoft made me think, it's not coming to the Switch. Even, with Steve and Banjo and Smash, I think, there's no way, right? Because, why if they're going to do... Like Microsoft's big thing this console generation is backwards compatibility. They're not even considering this a generation. They're considering it just like a upgrade, like the Series X, the Series S. It could play any Xbox games. I don't know. They're so weird with their naming conventions and whatnot. But agreed. I thought Banjo was totally going over there, and staying over there. But Banjo on the N64 service, I'm stoked. I want to replay that game with a controller. I'm not buying the N64 controller, so you can, cross off that possibility.
Yeah.
But
that's gonna be so fun though, because I've never.
It's gonna be great.
Through a Banjo game.
It's so good.
Yeah, definitely excited to play Banjo.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Banjo-Tooie on the other hand.
The one thing that really upsets me is that there's no Mario Party on there.
See.
None of the Mario parties are in there.
I was
and it makes sense because they want to sell superstars.
That they're better.
But it's a conspiracy. They don't want people playing the old Mario parties.
You're so right.
They want them to buy the new ones.
Because I was gonna say that it's obviously they want people to play the new game, but you can have the online multiplayer with your friends. They could definitely set that up on the OG Mario Party games, but that would just be a total L for them, right? But we just want that so badly, because if people are doing it nowadays, it's obviously through emulation and all that, right?
Yeah.
So that would be super sick to see. Damn.
It would be so cool.
I don't think we're ever
those were the three games I was most excited to see on N64, and when I didn't see any of them come up, I'm like, I know they're not going to get on there.
And speaking of games that have just not been on the SNES service, talk about Super Mario RPG and Earthbound. I was like, oh my god, man.
Oh yeah, neither of those are on.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
I get Mario RPG because the rights to that game are all split up to hell because it's like Square. It was developed by Square, which is now Square Enix. Well, part of it's Square Enix, and then it's also obviously Mario, so Nintendo, and that's just a pain in the ass. But Earthbound, to my knowledge, that's
weird.
literally just Nintendo. I don't know why Nintendo is not doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's weird.
I mean,
also,
there's still games.
They probably don't want
still
people
games,
asking
too.
for Mother 3. That's probably it. Because if they play
True.
Earthbound, then
True.
people are going to want to play the next game.
That's so true. I mean, hopefully we get that on GBA Online in 10 years when we get that, but probably not. But
it's not happening. Not
what it is.
happening.
Yeah.
Don't they have like a translated version? Like,
Yeah.
wasn't that a rumor? They just have one like
I think it's a
stored?
fan translation.
No, I know
Yeah,
there's a fan translation, but
like an
I
official
thought there
one.
was like a rumor they had an official one and they just like weren't gonna release it, and that was like during the Wii U days. But maybe that was just cap. I don't know.
Right.
Nintendo
yeah.
fans were so bored back then that people were just making up anything. So I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
But
Can't
yeah,
blame 'em.
like the game. The problem with like these really old console like online versions, quote unquote, is a lot of the games do have rights that are just split up. Like Super Mario RPG. I'm not a legal expert, so I'm not going to say what Nintendo can and can't do without infringing copyright. But I would make a hefty wager that Nintendo can't put Super Mario RPG on the service without consulting Squaresoft, which is now a defunct company that is it's a different company called Square Enix. Like Squaresoft as an entity does not exist, I don't think, because they merged. So I don't know how they would go about doing that. It's the same thing with Donkey Kong 64, which is another Super Mario 64 game that I think is pretty good. Or it's not. What did I just say? It's another
You
Nintendo
said another
64.
Super Mario 64 game. Yeah.
It's similar-ish.
It
to
is
Mario 64.
It is a Mario franchise 64 game. You're not
True.
exactly
So
wrong.
maybe
but-
that's what I meant. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good game. It's got some serious flaws, but I think it is a pretty fun 3D platformer. But I'm pretty sure it was developed by Rare. So
I think so, yeah.
how that would get on is beyond me, because I mean, well, I guess if Banjo gets on, maybe it's possible, but I think it's just not gonna happen. Like it's such a struggle for them to get certain games on, considering that Rare used to work for Nintendo and now they're owned by Microsoft, and Square Enix or Squaresoft used to do a lot of close stuff with Nintendo. Then Final Fantasy VII happened, and now they haven't put an actual Final Fantasy on the system in forever. So it's weird the way it works. But overall, I am pretty excited for the N64 service. Can't lie. I just got to see that price, as we all do, before making a final decision.
I was definitely most disappointed by the fact that we didn't see the price. But hopefully it's not something too crazy. Like, again, $10 is not a big deal. Again, if they don't adjust the price when they add the Game Boy stuff later on, which we kind of all assume is going to happen, I think it'll be fine. But if they do increase it, then I think I'm going to have a problem. But I guess we shall see, right? So
we shall see. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to a very weird subject. I don't want to stay on this for too long because my brain will have a stroke and then die.
Oh, me too.
But
the Mario movie, man. The
Chris
Mario
Pratt.
movie cast.
Oh boy.
Chris Pratt, Jack Black, Seth Rogen, Charlie Day, Keegan-Michael Key, Anya Taylor-Joy. What do these people all have in common besides being the furthest possible thing from Nintendo? They are all cast now in the Super Mario movie, made by the same company that made Minions and such hits as The Secret Life of Pets, which is just Toy Story but with pets and without all the charm and good acting and good animation. So I don't really know how this is going to go at all, but they have a star-studded cast. I mean, I gave my quick thoughts on it in a video I already uploaded on the Switch Stop channel, so I want to hear what you guys had to say, because just letting you guys know, we all watched this together, because PJ Mack and I watched this all live, and we didn't stream it or anything.
Bro, I haven't laughed that hard in so many years.
Yeah.
It was just
so
Thomas's
funny.
reaction because his mic was so loud and he was just laughing so much over it. It's like, Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen.
Yeah. My roommates were very confused as to why I was screaming Jack Black at the top of my lungs at a 7 p.m. on a Thursday.
Oh my god.
So funny though. Just an absolute show of an announcement, just a bizarre thing. I mean, it could be good. I don't know. It could be, but I'm curious on your guys' thoughts.
I mean,
I just don't understand why it's not Charles Martinet.
Yeah, okay, that's
it's
true.
the most obvious answer there.
I mean,
he's being reserved for cameos. Cool.
I only have one reaction to that.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I only have one reaction to that, and it's that his tone didn't fit because clearly, like, they're gonna be talking because it's not like Chris Pratt is gonna, be making all these
Yahoo!
Mario sounds all movie. Yeah, exactly, like all movie long.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like Charles
I
Martinet.
hope it's not like focused too much on like the comedy, like the Minions or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably what it's gonna be, like, but. I don't know. Chris Pratt did well with the Lego movie. So like when he like did Emmett or whatever.
He's a great voice actor. I love the Lego movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at Ryan Reynolds and Pikachu, like that was weird when you first saw that and everything, and it turned out okay. So I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance, but the fact that I have this like perception in my mind of like Chris Pratt, like Star-Lord, and like MCU and everything like that, and like him playing Mario, one of my favorite like video game characters of all time, and it's weird.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. It is very weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of the Charles Martinet stuff, I'll respond to what you said first, Mac.
Yep.
I really honestly wish that here's how I hope Charles Martinet is incorporated into the movie. I hope that like you'll see the Mario cast like through the lens of like the real world first. So like you'll follow like, I don't know, some kid kind of similar to Wreck-It Ralph, but not the plot of that at all, but just not saying Wreck-It Ralph was bad, but more so just like you'll see some kid playing Mario, and then you'll hear like the Charles Martinet like wah wah wahoo, and then the camera will like zoom into the Mushroom Kingdom, then the movie like actually starts, and it's Chris Pratt voicing Mario, because
I could see that.
Like I want to hear Charles Martinet as Mario. I don't want to hear Charles Martinet as miscellaneous cameo number 3 or Mario Minion hybrid number 2. Like Charles Martinet is Mario. He is Wario. He is Waluigi. He is Luigi. Like hearing him as anything else in the Mario movie would not work for me at all. So I'm glad he's getting his cameos. I just hope the cameos are as Mario, just like in the video game form, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
man.
it could be like that Will Ferrell like cameo at the end of the Lego movie where it's the parents or whatever.
That was really good.
know?
Where it like cuts to live action from the faux stop motion. Like if they did something like that, I
could definitely see something like that.
That would be cool. And to be fair, Illumination did make a live action movie. I think their second ever movie was Hop, which is like it's honestly kind of like Sonic movie, like hybrid of live action and CG. What I kind of honestly wanted out of this Mario movie is, once I heard the Illuminations news, I was like, okay, so we know this movie isn't going to be a masterpiece. That's fine. What I hope they did is like, for all the I've given Illuminations in the past, which is a lot of, bad reviews and stuff, one thing they did do is make the Minions movie, which is not good by any means, but what they were able to do with that was take a cast of characters that are only known for making one or two sounds that don't really, that don't really convey any plot, and they made a full movie out of that. That is essentially Mario. I mean, Mario is known for, like, the cast of Mario, every character has, like, one or two sounds that they're known for, maybe a couple words they could say, like the Minion saying banana or something, and then, besides that, really nothing. So I was hoping they would do something like that. Obviously not the case, because they're not going to, pay Chris Pratt, like, millions of dollars just for him to say wahoo instead of getting Charles Martinet to do it. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird situation, man.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah,
I just wish that I recorded our reactions, because God, that would be just a legendary highlight. Like, just gotta upload that on TikTok and everything, and just blow up and everything. Like pop off.
Get that
podcast
TikTok
will pop off. Oh, of course. The TikTok
screaming at the
cloud.
top of my lungs. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, follow us at SwitchStop on TikTok.
Is that a thing?
At Nintendo Tonight.
No.
At Nintendo Tonight. Yeah,
but we need to get that right after this podcast.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
nobody's taking that.
Well, we're not live, so hopefully we could snag it. If not, don't follow us. I don't know. I don't even have a personal TikTok, so I know pretty much nothing of the service. But whatever.
Me neither. Me three.
Moving the triple. Moving on from the Mario movie. I can't talk more about Mario Party, so PJ, or not Mario Party, but the Mario movie cast. My brain will melt and then fry itself, then freeze itself, and boil over.
My overall thought, just before we get to the fan questions, is it's hilarious. It was hilarious watching that back. It's like, oh my God, that cast is funny.
It'll be funny.
I'm gonna give it a chance, because of how Detective Pikachu.
I'm very excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very excited.
Me too.
We'll see.
All right. So moving on to the fan questions here. You guys ask us questions on our Twitter at Nintendo Tonight, or in the comments of the YouTube videos on Switch Stop, obviously. So be sure to do that. The Discord will be linked on like any Switch Stop video, the channel, etc. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first question here from ConsoleBot from Discord asking, what is your dream remake game? So you go first. Somebody.
Mac, you take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would have said Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga like a couple years ago, but we're still waiting for Skywalker Saga at some point. So I'm not really sure. I'm very excited for that game.
That'll be
whenever that finally comes out. Yeah.
Dream remake. I have two, and I'll make this quick. Kid Icarus Uprising, I think, is a great game that didn't get a good chance on the 3DS. And then Kirby's Air Ride is the only Kirby game I've really played. It's an absolute banger on the GameCube.
I'm going to have to go with Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I think if that was like remade up from, ground up, that would be really amazing. Because that was my first Paper Mario game I ever played. Weirdly enough, and really good, amazing. Compared to the newer games, it just is a complete wash. But anyway, another game, to be honest, is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Because
I'm still still a little skeptical on that, but let's hope everything goes well because that comes out in November. So fingers crossed for sure. But obviously for games that don't exist, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door for sure. So next question here from Gino from Discord asking, what is an old Nintendo game you would love to see remastered? Ooh.
I don't know. I'm assuming you go, Mac.
I think I'm going to say F-Zero. I think
yes, that's a good one.
You can't really remake that game because it's so like bare bones, but like maybe just like a full new F-Zero game. Like, I don't know. That sounds cool to me.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Mac approach and go with a game that, like, maybe already has kind of half been remade / like, you could remake, but it would just be kind of meh.
More like a reboot. Almost.
More like a reboot. In terms of reboot, from old Nintendo games, I gotta say Punch Out, which I know Mac will appreciate because Mac loves Punch Out.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I don't know why they didn't do like an ARMS Punch Out crossover, but if they just remade Punch Out, but like kind of in the ARMS style, not with like the extending arms, but with the whole like dodging, that sort of thing. Yeah. A beefy single player campaign because that's what ARMS was missing with cool boss fights and stuff. I think that would be really fun.
I will lose my mind if there's a new Punch-Out game.
Yeah, that's like your dream game right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. New Punch-Out game on the Switch, I'd lose my mind.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I would love to see like an Earthbound remaster of some sort. Like I think that would be great. I mean, we kind of talked about that before. Going back to the Nintendo Switch Online talk. But honestly, Earthbound, that would be amazing because the Mother series has kind of been like dead for a while. So if it got like a jump start back and you start off with
maybe like a 3D version or something like that.
Yes,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yes, that would be great.
Because they were gonna do
amazing.
Like Mother 3 was supposed to be like 3D on the N64. So like I think that'd be kind of cool to see like something like that on
finally
the
come to fruition.
Yeah,
that's the hope. Yeah. But who knows? I mean, we haven't heard anything about that entire franchise forever. So
it is what it is. It's not looking good though.
Truly unfortunate. So next question here from Noah for Life from Discord asking, what are some features of Breath of the Wild that you think will not return in its sequel slated for next year? So Mac, I'll let you take this one because I know you're the Breath of the Wild guy for sure.
Yeah. I'd say two things. Definitely, I don't expect there to be any like divine beasts or anything. I think the dungeons will be done like completely different. And also the motorbike from the DLC. That was really fun, but I don't expect that to come back either. Yeah,
I think that would be overpowered from what I gathered of the motorbike from watching gameplay. And I think I unlocked it like and played with it for maybe like 15 minutes. It seems like kind of just defeats. It's like a good end game gift, but you don't want that at the start of it.
Defeats the purpose of Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I had to say something, I just hope that there's some sort of like imagine like a Pokédex, but for all the like equipment and stuff you could get, like a catalog where you can track it all. Because they have so many different swords, so many different weapons, so many different clothing articles, so many items in Breath of the Wild. You can't hold them all. You can't, therefore you can't hold them all and upgrade them all, like all the clothes and stuff. So there's really no point in getting anything other than just what you want to wear at the specific time. So I hope they add that, because that would just do so much for completionists, add so much replayability, and just be another thing to do in that amazing game.
Yeah, I kind of am going to agree with Mac. I was thinking just kind of like the dungeon style. I mean, we've talked about before, this quote-unquote rumor title that we have put into fan spaces and everything, being Curse of the Wild. I mean, I think, like, obviously the core game is going to be Breath of the Wild 2, obviously, but the tone of it is going to be a lot different. So I think we're going to get different tone dungeons, I hope, but we shall see for sure. Did not play all the way through Breath of the Wild, but, still need to do that before the sequel comes out. Yeah, I know. My backlog is just like it's just like so large that got to get to it one day though. All right. So last question here. True. So last question here from Kagan, our friend Kagan on Discord, asking
Christ.
Us, clap it up for Kagan. Let's go.
Yes. Oh,
no, don't. I'm not applauding. Love you, Kagan. I'm not applauding.
Disappointed in him.
I can already tell it's going to be some weird question.
So his question is, who is going to be the final Smash character, and why is it Sora? I don't know.
That's not that bad. Okay,
yeah,
I had no faith.
It could have been worse, right? I mean, I think Rayman. I think that's like the safe pick. I think Rayman is definitely a safe pick for sure. I want it to be Sora, but I feel like that's just not going to happen. What about you guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's just so many characters in Smash Brothers now. Like, it's hard to think of.
I've just completely stopped even thinking about it. I have characters, obviously, I want to get more than others, but now that recent Nintendo Direct confirmed that this is it, this is the last, not only the last Smash Bros. Character, but the last presentation as a whole. So we're not going to get a new single-player expansion, which was something I was kind of hoping for. I'm not going to get an Echo Fighter Pass, probably. My speculation is at an all-time low, because I'm just not going to speculate. I'm just going to be surprised, enjoy the show, and I have no reason to. Yeah, I have no reason to speculate, because there's one fighter left. It is what it is, and I'll just get on with it. I mean, that's my.
They got to go out with a bang, so that's just why I'm really excited for it. And I've been. I'm
very excited too.
Bro, I would love if it's something like so stupid, like Monty Mole, like. It would break the internet how mad people would be. That'd be so funny.
Or even Waluigi, dude. Like it's obviously he's an assist trophy.
Waluigi makes the most sense. I'd put my money on Waluigi for sure.
I'm saying Sakurai's riding with the troll. There's no way that he folds and makes him not an assist trophy and play.
I think at this point it's more of a troll if he does pick Waluigi. Just because it's such a meme at this point. But I honestly don't know. I mean, my hope, like, coolest possible one, the one that would leave me walking away feeling, wow, that just happened, is 100% Master Chief. I don't think there's a single other character you can pick besides Master Chief for the overall cool factor at this point. Personally, I would love to see Rayman. I'd love to see Sora. I'd love to see just any like character that's like interesting and I care about it all. But I've been just kind of tuned out of speculation. I really does not bother me, whoever it is. I just hope it's, something interesting. And I have faith that it will be interesting, because I don't think they're going to end the entire, like, it has its own.
They're not going to hit us final with a Beleth or like a.
Yeah. They're not going to have a final.
Fire Emblem fans. Or a Corrin or something like that. I don't think they're going to do us like that. I think Sakurai is definitely going to please our needs, so to say, for the last character. So, hey. Why not, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Questionable wording there, but we'll take it, man. Yep. With that out of the way, is that the last question?
Yes, it is.
All right, sir.
Awesome.
What a phenomenal episode. Everyone who's watching this, anyone watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening, make sure to let us know what you liked about this episode and what you didn't like anywhere on social media. Not anywhere.
Did we please your needs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, make sure.
Okay, I think that's gonna be me signing off for now. We've reached that point.
Episode like this. What are we doing?
We have reached that point.
It always falls off.
Yeah, it does. It does fall off.
What a shame.
It falls on, and maybe this is just what people want. Let us know what you want down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure to, just listen to more episodes. Oh, I do want to announce this though. We are on a schedule now. I know it doesn't feel like it, but we are. Every other week on Sunday, we will be posting a Nintendo Tonight episode. It just kind of got delayed because the Direct, we wanted to talk about the Direct, blah, 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 blah. This is
schedules,
going out.
Blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. Yep.
College move-in, blah, blah, blah. We want to make sure that you guys know that every Sunday, well, not every Sunday, every other Sunday, we will be posting a Nintendo Tonight episode until we fall off that schedule inevitably soon. But for now, that's what it is.
For now, that's the plan.
Yeah, if you guys enjoy Nintendo Tonight, watch them, listen to them, let us know, and maybe we'll bump it up to every Sunday. We'll just see. Right now, we think every other Sunday is the wave. But with that out of the way, that's all I have to say. Any closing words for either of you boys?
Nope, all good.
No, I'm just very excited to see the Smash presentation. So
Same.
we'll probably talk about that in the next podcast. Right?
Yeah, we 100% will, because the next one will be coming out on the 9th, and the Smash presentation is on the 5th. So we will probably record it on the 8th, which is Metroid
That's also
Dread's
the day
release
after.
day.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Big timing. Intentional by us, really. We planned our entire schedule around this.
We're so
happening a month
big
in
brain
advance.
and yeah.
That's why I think we've missed like 3 weeks in a row now. It's just
we just want to get on a good schedule.
We just looked ahead.
Yeah.
Right?
It's intentional by us. I mean, you guys only wish you could get on our level in terms of podcasting skills, but thank you all so much for watching. With that out of the way,
Totally not scuffed. Yep.
Not scuffed at all. I'm Thomas from the Switch Dog, joined as always by Mac and PJ. Signing off. Peace.